Oh boy, it's been almost 3 whole weeks that I have gone without talking to you guys. I'm ever so empty when I do so, but I must say that the last 2 weeks, I really enjoyed myself. The first week I was really busy finishing stuff before my spring break, and then last week I had my spring break, and I was honestly just having so much fun that I completely forgot it was Wednesday when it was Wednesday, and I was just having a blast with my best friend. And I was like, oh crap, it's Wednesday, damn it. But I'm glad that I was having enough fun to kind of forget about everything else for a little bit. So no harm intended with my absence. It was just, I just rolled it out. It is what it is, and I'm glad to be back this Wednesday. And with that said, I wanted to do kind of an askflex / share a really awesome story that one of you guys sent me, and I want to read you his email. So he says, before I ask my question, I just want to lay down some backstory on this matter. Now, this is about, I have already read this, and in my opinion, this is a really healthy breakup from this guy's standpoint of view. I like the way that he approached it. I like the way that he handled it. Really healthy, really healthy. So listen to this story and learn from it, because this is a prime example of how mature people should deal with things like this. Okay, so he goes, so basically my girlfriend at the time went on vacation with her family, and during that time she gave her ex-boyfriend, and he has in parentheses, the one that cheated on her twice, my number and had him text me to let me know she was done with our relationship. He proceeded to give me a lecture about not knowing how to be a boyfriend. Now, I noticed something was up with her when we were texting back and forth during the beginning of her vacation, but I decided to wait until she was back in town to talk to her in person like any mature person would do. Now, when the ex texted me, told me all this, I wasn't mad or upset, just surprised that she would do something that immature. So when she texted me, I let her know that I wasn't upset, just that there were 100 better ways to break up with someone. Absolutely true. So through it all, I felt that I handled it in a mature way. I was actually relieved in a sense because I realized that I do not want that level of immaturity in my life, so I proceeded to cut the ties. I deleted her number, unfollowed / unfriended her on Facebook and Instagram, and it felt great. The problem is I get paranoid whenever I see a car similar to hers in context of the same color sedan. I absolutely do not want to run into her. I know it's unhealthy and it makes me nervous. I just want to be completely free of that emotional tie to her. I don't regret the relationship because I actually learned a lot about who I am. That is a prime thing that you guys should pay attention to in this story. I'm going to say it again. I don't regret the relationship because I actually learned a lot about who I am, who I'm not, and what I want in a relationship. Absolutely fantastic advice right there, he says in his question. So he goes, and his actual question, he goes, my question is, how do I go about not becoming nervous anytime I see a car like hers? How do I not let that fear control me? So before I answer this question, I want to the reason I chose this question is because I felt like the way that he handled the situation was so relevant in terms of how an emotionally healthy person should handle a breakup like that. This guy was able to say he knew he didn't do anything wrong. I mean, the girl, for some reason, just stopped liking him. And he was like, okay, that's fine. He was able to recognize, well, in her process of not liking me, she gave my number to her ex-boyfriend, had some random guy that I've never talked to text me, and then this guy proceeded to tell me how I'm not a good boyfriend, which he has no business whatsoever telling me what to do, right? That guy has nothing to do with you. He doesn't even know you, right? And this gentleman was able to recognize this girl is being extremely immature. And the fact that she's even doing this is that's a big red light. Big red light. And what I mean by that is it's a big indicator of this girl is making some bad decisions, and this is going to be a reflection of what she I guarantee what she will be like in the future. And this is something tiny. Imagine if she's doing immature stuff like this, you can only imagine what it'll be like in the future. So in my point of view, in my perspective, this guy is able to step back and go, I know for sure that this is not what I want in my life. I'm glad that I experienced this because I was able to learn from it. I was able to say, I definitely don't want this in a girl anymore. And he was able just to reflect on the whole situation. And like that is one of the best ways anybody should approach a breakup, even if it's your fault. And I don't think it was his fault at all in this context. Definitely the chick you were dating, man, she's got some issues. And all I can say is it is good she broke up with you, man. She is doing you a favor, I promise. And you handled this like a boss. I'm so proud of you. So I just wanted to kind of talk about that just for a brief minute so that you guys could kind of learn. And this is a story from one of you guys. So So learn from it. You're not, we're not alone. We all experience this. This is a gentleman who handled it like a pro. So do so if you ever experience something similar. Now, in regards to your question, I will say I've gone through what you're going through plenty of times. Maybe not the exact context in terms of having the way that the girlfriend broke up with you, but in experience a breakup and then freaking out like every time because you don't want to run into them, or you don't want to see their car. Like I had a girlfriend who worked somewhere that my friends and I like to go out to eat all the time, a place that we enjoyed going out to eat. And every time we went there, I was like super paranoid. I would try to avoid going there because I didn't want to run into her. I would like bend my life to not run into her. And something that I realized was most people will do that. They'll bend their lives so that they don't have to run into the other person. And I think to an extent that's okay. But also to a point, you have to realize that it's up to you to be the bigger person to live your life despite of what that other person's doing. So for instance, I finally got to a point. I didn't go to that restaurant that my ex-girlfriend and I worked at for, I think, almost 2 years. And it was a place my buddy and I always went out to eat, and we always had to pick different places because I was too afraid to go there. And then finally one day I was like, you know what, dude? Let's go to this place. And he was like, whoa, you actually want to go there? And I mean, what if your ex-girlfriend's there? And I was like, you know what, man? I was sitting and I was realizing that she should not have, this isn't her power, literally, but I'm letting the vision of her in the past like control my present actions, and that's kind of pathetic in my opinion. I've made the decision to be the bigger person and say I'm going to go wherever I want to go, and I don't care if I see her. If I do, I'll be polite. If I feel that the circumstances are appropriate, I'll smile. I won't go out of my way to say hello, but if I walk past her, I might say hi, and I'm going to go about my day. Because it's about being the bigger, more mature person. Now, I know that that's not something, obviously, listen to my story. It took me 2 years to get to that point. That's not something you can attain overnight. But I think just pay attention to that mindset and make a decision that is appropriate for how you feel about your past relationships. Do you want to be the kind of person who says, I'm not going to let somebody like that hold me back from going out and doing things that I like because I'm just afraid to run into them? Like, that's such a little thing to let something like that control your actions. And I mean, even in your context, like you get so anxious when you see a car just like hers. And I feel exactly how you felt when I was 2 years ago, dude. I had the car that she drove. I knew exactly what kind of car it was, and every time we saw it, I was like, oh my God, I must avoid this vehicle. And then when I got past that point, I was like, I don't care if I see her, hey, it'll be good. She can see me and go, man, he looks like he's got his shit together. I'm jealous. Back then, I thought that felt good. But now, I don't really care if she feels jealous or not. You got to focus on you, and you got to focus on moving on and being the bigger person. So I hope that my input on that subject helps you come to a conclusion with that dilemma in your life. In all reality, you have to come up with something that works for you. If you feel like you would rather avoid her in all areas, then you need to come up with something that allows you to do that in a way where you're not stressing yourself out all the time you see a car like that. And I promise, given a certain amount of time, it won't matter how you feel about her. Eventually, you just will stop caring, and you won't care if you see her because it'll be a long enough period of time. So I'm kind of answering your question through my own life experience, but I hope that it helps you answer your question in a way that fits you, if that makes sense. Anyways, guys, first of all, I want to thank this gentleman for sending his question and allowing me to share his story with you. I think it's absolutely fantastic, and we can all learn something by listening to his story and seeing how he kind of reflected on that situation with his breakup and became a better man because of it. Now, I'm proud of you, man, seriously. And I know a lot of you guys do some great things like that, and I'm so happy that I can read stuff like that and reflect on it. And I feel like a dad, man. I'm so proud of you guys. Even if you guys are older than me, I just feel like this is a brotherhood over here. It's a brotherhood, and trust me, I'm still kicking that off. Just got to wait for me to graduate. It's coming close. But yeah, anyways, I'm getting carried away, getting all stoked. I haven't talked to you guys in a while. Like, I almost need to make like a 20-minute video just to catch up. But I guess I should keep it somehow relatively short so everybody doesn't get bored. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching this video. It means a lot to me. I'm glad to finally be back. It's awesome, and I really enjoyed today. And I hope you guys enjoyed this topic / question. It was a pleasure. And as always, guys, I will see you next Wednesday. Have an awesome Wednesday today. And as always, stay fly, stay fresh. I'll catch you later. Peace.